sexuality. Yeah, I want it to be about embracing lust and love that you can have for others in any format, in any way. So let's begin. We're going to start with some orange calcite and some green calcite. And I chose these two. Orange calcite is all about happiness. Green calcite is always about abundance. And I'm sure these are two things that you want. Everybody wants them, but they're the hardest things to get: joy and money. And I think that, or the resources, right? And I feel like Exo Kitty is, I think what fascinates me about her as a character is that we're just going to fluff your aura. I'm going to do all kinds of moves to just make sure that your aura infuses with joy and abundance. But Anna Cathcart plays Kitty, who we know from To All the Boys I've Loved. And in Exo Kitty, she decides to go to Korea and sign up for her mother's alma mater, high school, and kind of reconnect with her mother and see if this pen pal relationship that she's begun with a boy named Day is actually something, because she's kind of fallen in love for the guy in the letters, but she doesn't really know him. She doesn't hang out with him. She hasn't really met him. And she sees it like a 2-for-1 deal. And immediately, one thing that we've known about her as a child from the movies is that she's determined. She's great at matchmaking, but it's in part because she is forward. And when she sees something good, she goes for it and she tries to make it work. Whether it's good for others, whether it's good for herself, she's team good. And there's a natural jubilancy and joy to her. Orange calcite. And I think immediately that attracted me to her as a character. I think she's just naturally strong. And this, when you move to another country for love and that love disappoints you, spoiler alert, you got to be really strong because you lost your home for this other person. And now you're going to search and see how you make it again through friends and through what you learn about a mother that you never got to meet. I mean, she's going through it and you don't even see her sweat. You don't even see her negativity. She doesn't even realize the bigness of her emotional situation because she goes through it with a smile. And of course, if you see the series, then comes the question of sexuality. She's got 3 people chasing her: Dae, Minho, and Yuri. And I love these characters because, first of all, yes, finally a teenage show where teenagers look like teenagers. Although Euphoria, it's 50-50. But the point is, they all feel like they're young. And they're the smartest, strongest people to be young. But you can be the oldest soul and still not know everything. I mean, imagine knowing everything about life in this world. Then you wouldn't be on it. And I love that her journey in terms of her sexuality and in terms of life is about being a good human being, learning that if you are better to yourself, you're better to others. She starts to stand up for herself even more, starts to be more patient, not so forward and impulsive, but understanding that there's something good about that. In essence, she learns the art of balance. And I think that's just so rich when you see it. So, she goes to Korea. She finds out Dae is kind of in a secret fake relationship with a girl named Yuri, who is one of the most fascinating characters when you juxtapose her against Kitty, because she's an example of somebody who looks strong, who acts strong, but isn't strong. She is cold and she could be brilliant, but she hides it under this stoic, isolated nature because she has parents that don't really care for her or really don't care for themselves and are hiding these secrets and trying to build empires over images of joy rather than actually achieving it. And she's in love with a girl named Juliana, who has been banished from her life. And it's interesting to see Kitty kind of awaken to feelings for her. Like, maybe maybe you mean something more to me than just a potential friend or enemy, because they have this very weird frenemy relationship, in part because Kitty is just so transparent and apparent. You see what bothers her, you see what she loves, and she will stand up to anybody. And there's always something threatening about that, but there's also something annoying about that, you know? If you're hiding secrets, the last thing you want to be is with somebody who's really honest. And to see how they change and transform each other. I think Kitty learns through her friendship and through potentially falling in love with Yuri how to hold back, how to know when, who, what, when, and where, how to. Impulsiveness is great, but planning is good too. Saving your words, learning when to say something, how to process things is so rich, and life is balance. And I was definitely their team, but I was also Team Minot. And I think it's the typical bad boy kind of like. I think that Minot, what I love about him as a character, I'm just gonna fluff you up, is that I like people that are way richer inside than what they appear. I like when you're in a relationship with somebody and you're just peeling back the layers of their personality. Like I felt like every time we met him in the episode, we learned something new about him, something deeper about him. Whereas all the other characters, yes, they grew, but it was also like they grew more in the same. Kitty became a stronger person. Day became plainer. Sorry, I wasn't crazy about his character. He was all right. He was the typical nice guy that's not so nice. Whereas Minot was just like, you're really sweet and you stand up for people and you would never enter a fake relationship. Maybe to make somebody jealous, but he's just not the person to play with somebody he loves. He protects them, he stands up for them, and he's honest to them. Which is why when he reveals his feelings in the end, you're just like, yay, go together to LA, you and Kitty. There's just something really great about seeing somebody grow kinder. And I think I was naturally attracted to that storyline because I'm all about kindness. And I loved how this show explored sexuality so naturally and casually, and for all the fear and wonder that it can involve. I think anytime you discover something new about you, there's always a blend of fear and love, fear and wonder. It's so scary because you're like, where is this going to go? More importantly, is this going to go to my happy place? Is this going to bring me abundance? Am I going to get the resources and the peace, the inner peace, to continue on this journey? Am I really going to become a better person in every way, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, materially? I think joy and abundance are always on our mind. Always. How we will prosper and whether or not we'll be at peace, happy, grateful for that prosperity is always in our head. Always, 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 always. And I really loved that Exo Kitty, in its own subtle way, was all about that. We just want to grow. We just want to be better. We just want to love ourselves. And I'm just realizing I have so many cuts on my fingers. My God, you would think I work like making a railroad track. I just really liked this show. I thought it was sweet. I thought it was quick. I thought it was quirky. And you binge watch it in like 20 seconds. And it's one of those, like, I just have to see the ending. Not because it's so phenomenal, but it's so like easy and good. There's always a little few plot twists. You really grow to like the characters, like Kitty's best friend, all the roommates. everybody shines. There's not really villains as much as young people trying to figure out life and not like self combust like Euphoria. Like they're just good kids trying to do better and hoping that the adults around them help them. So I really hope you enjoy this ASMR Reiki. Please go read the written review of Exo Kitty. Support, 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 and subscribe and follow me. And let's take this ASMR Reiki artist journey together. Bye. I'm Deandra. Check out deandrareviews.com.